Hello there, and welcome back to the show What's the Worst? The series where I take a look at the worst parts of your favorite video games.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the latest installment in the Super Mario Bros. Series, and I think it's safe to say that this game is nothing short of a masterpiece. After what was the dry and completely unoriginal New Super Mario Bros. Era, this game managed to evolve 2D Mario in so many different ways. However, not every level in this game was created equal. I mean, when you've got stages like this... So today, let's go through each and every area to figure out which is the worst level from every world in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Starting off with World 1, Pip Rock Plateau, we already have quite a difficult decision. This world mostly plays it safe in terms of level design, but completely makes up for it with all of its amazing wonder effects. Trying to find the worst one isn't easy, but I think there's a few that just might make the cut. Firstly, Skedaddlers. While not a bad stage at all, there also isn't anything too particularly noteworthy about this one either. The Skedaddlers are kind of lame, the level itself is somewhat boring, and the wonder effect isn't anything to write home about. Rolla Koopa Derby is another one I'm on the fence about, but it does have roller skating Koopas, so... Personally though, I think there's one stage that exemplifies these points even further. Angry Spikes and Sinkin' Pipes. The main point of this level is to introduce you to the whole raising and lowering pipes mechanic, and it can barely do that right. I mean, there's some spikes and some pipes, and that's about it in terms of stage elements. And the wonder effect is honestly pretty sad. Not only is it a ripoff of Piranha Plants on Parade, but all you have to do is stand still and occasionally jump. Boring! This level isn't the worst thing out there, but there also isn't a single part of it that I find myself wanting to replay. World 2, aka Fluff Puff Peaks, is my favorite area in the Flower Kingdom. So again, it's going to be really hard to find the more negative aspects of this world. Two levels that immediately come to mind are Pole Block Passage and Countdown to Drop Down. For the former, the whole pole block gimmick never felt that interesting to me. And as for the latter, I feel like this stage is too slow-paced for my liking. It is technically not an auto-scroller, just like I'm technically qualified to give life-changing advice.
You're adopted.
However, the wonder effect in this level does just so happen to be one of my favorites, so I think this one gets a pass. For now. So I guess that leaves me with one final option, Pokepedi Pass. This is one of the most nothing stages in the entire game. There isn't a single interesting aspect about it whatsoever. The level design is bland, the enemies are okay at best, and the wonder effect? It's snowing! Freaking snowing! All it does is create more snow blocks for you to stand on, and make it just a little bit more difficult for you to see. Or in other words, no thank you. I guess it's not the worst stage ever, but if there was an underwhelming competition in town, this level would win easily. On to World 3, Shining Falls. This world is a little smaller, so at least that narrows down our choices a bit, not really. How about Hop Hop Away, where the Hoppycats jump at the same time as you do? Oh, how fun! Or what about Ready Aim Fly, with its incredibly poopy color palette and the most unoriginal level design to date? No, wait, I've got an even better one! Launch to Victory. It's another one of those half auto-scrolling, half not stages, and Jesus, it's slow! Not to mention the 10 flower coins here are put in the most ridiculous spots! How am I supposed to know that I have to jump to shoot at the Hoppycat so that'll kill this guy and he'll collect the purple coin while he's falling? Do you know how long it took me to figure that out? The only good thing about this level is the wonder effect, which is pretty fun. Except that it's an exact copy of the previous one! Liar! Look, this stage does have its good moments, but when the majority of the level is just this, then it's pretty hard to look past all of its flaws. Let's mosey on over to World 4, Sunbaked Desert. I've always been a sucker for desert worlds in video games, so I'll try not to be too much of a kiss-up when discussing these levels. First up, Armad's on the roll. I'll be honest, there really isn't anything that bad about this stage. The only problem is it isn't very memorable. Almost every other level in this world has a pretty unique gimmick, but this one just feels sorta generic with very little purpose. And all the wonder effect does is speed up the entire game.
Yeah, like we need more of that in the world.
Valley Full of Snoodles, on the other hand, is slightly more significant. I mean, come on, you can't say that title without at least letting out a chuckle. I should really stop saying it during important phone calls.
You're fired!
But even these do not compare to the worst offender, Color Switch Dungeon. What is this? Keys? Dungeons? A lack of integrity? Am I playing The Legend of Zelda all of a sudden? And let's be real, the Shadow Mario mimicking your every movement as a wonder effect would have been really cool. If only it wasn't like the 4th billionth time they've done it! And yeah, there's just nothing about this level that I ever want to come back to. Moving on. And now to bring you World 5 is world-famous comedian, Dr. Funny Socks!
Thank you! Expect to be back! I've got quite the lineup of jokes for you all today, so hopefully I'll be able to knock your socks off! Fun Guy Mines is one of the lesser worlds in my opinion. Aside from a few outliers, the majority of the levels here feel boring and uninspired. They all have the same theme, they all look the same, and there's repeated wonder effects. Boy, this world sure sounds like a real fun guy. Get it? Fun guy? For me, the free trial stages were the least fun to play through. They're designed to test the player's endurance by requiring you to find the secret exit near the end of every level. The only problem is they can sometimes be really cryptic to find, and I don't have time for that. I'm already a sock puppet trying to play a video game. Do you think I want to have to think about finding a hidden dev exit? But seriously, the worst stage for me will always be the first one, Waba Ruins. The sticky slime here feels so awful to swim through. Plus, it's just a rip-off of Super Mario Land 2's 6 golden coins! Drama! Looks like I've stuck myself in a sticky situation! You can stick to the walls, which is pretty cool, but the gimmick wears off pretty fast, and frankly doesn't compare to most of the other ones. I mean, at this point, you've got to be thinking, I wonder why they thought this was a good idea. They probably should have just stuck to something else. So overall, World Ruins is my least favorite level from World 5 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I know it's a bold statement, but please, don't blame me. I promise, it wasn't my fault. Good night, folks. Terrific audience. Thank you.
Alright, we've only got a few worlds left, so let's speed through these. World 6, Deep Magma Bog, has a few stages that really bug me. Rargs in the Ruins and Hot 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 are okay at best, but they also aren't anything I'm ever itching to play. Wavy Ride through the Magma Tube, however, is even worse. It's slow, the wonder effect is pretty mid, and you can't really even jump because there's freaking lava on the roof! It's always a bad day when that happens. The Petal Isles also has its fair share of stinkers. Rowbird Cove is just your typical water level, let's revolt. Nosher Lair has some pretty cool ideas, but it seems way too short, and the concept feels pretty underdeveloped. Maw Maw Mouthful, on the other hand, feels decently fleshed out. You'll spend a good chunk of time playing as a Goomba, and it's really cool, it's not. This is just like in Super Mario Odyssey, when they made a Goomba sound like it was the greatest thing since canned bread. All you can do is a very tiny hop and slowly waddle to the end of the stage. Not to mention there's these dog-like creatures that can eat you and you have to hide from them, and this is just too much. I don't have fun when I play this level, and I wish that the Goombas were more fun to play as. Okay, last one, the Special World. I'm sure you're all curious to hear my thoughts on the final test badge marathon, and they're actually all quite positive. Yes, I know this stage is hard, but I think I enjoyed it a lot more than most people did. I legitimately thought it was a great idea to include all of the different badges, since they drastically changed the way you play the game. Sure, it takes a while, but I still found this one to be pretty slick. In fact, most of the levels in the Special World are the exact same way. None of them were overly complicated, and they were probably my favorite part of the entire game. But I'm not letting this world get off that easy, so I'm going to go with Way of the Goomba. Yep, it's pretty much another stage where you play as a Goomba. Give it up already, Nintendo, these guys aren't worth it!
Super Mario Bros. Wonder really surprised me with how few terrible levels there really were. I mean, I wouldn't really even say there were any downright bad levels in the game. There were just a few meh ones here and there, and even they were pretty tolerable. This game has its highs and its lows, but the highs were really high, so at the very least, I don't have to worry about something like Poke-Petty Pass ruining my day, damn it. Huh. Well, that's new. Well, it's not like things can get any worse around here.